Hello everybody! Today my video is about something called the National Citizen Service. Now the National Citizen Service, or as I'm now going to refer to it in the video as NCS because the National Citizen Service is just too long to say, is something that's very close to my heart. NCS is a programme designed to develop young people, so give them skills that they're going to need later on in life, but also make them a part of their community. The NCS website says, NCS is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity open to all 16 and 17-year-olds in England and Northern Ireland that helps you build your skills for work and life while you take on new challenges and meet new friends. In their FAQs, it answers all the questions that anybody might ever have about joining NCS. So it says, how do I sign up? Well, I know that one. You have a local provider. Mine was Inspira. That's kind of like my local Citizens Advice Bureau place. They might come to your school and do a presentation. I know they came to mine, and the lady who came to my school ended up being my team leader, and she was amazing. What is NCS? We've run over that. When does it run? They have spring, summer, and autumn dates. I went in the summer, and because I'm part of Northwest, mine was run by Inspira, and it was a 3-week course over the summer. The next question, is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. Just get over it, it's safe. Who can take part? It's open to all 16 or 17-year-olds, so you don't have to be at school, but you have to live in England or Northern Ireland. But it's seriously the best opportunity you can take to develop your life. Does academic background matter? I can answer that no. Will it cost you anything? There is a small sign-up fee. I think it's like, for me it was £40. I got half of that back at the end of my programme, so I got another £20 back after I graduated, so it doesn't cost a lot at all, and you get everything included, like all your accommodation and all your food and everything else was included. So it's really not a lot for that. I think the government funds most of it. Even if you can't pay the £40, there's a bursary scheme available, so anyone can take part. And it really is the best way to develop people. For me, over the summer, I was quite stressed. I was suffering from a lot of anxiety because I'd just done my GCSE exams, and I went on NCS being absolutely terrified of meeting new people. When I came out of NCS, I was so much of a different person. I'd made loads of new friends, I'd got loads of new skills, I knew about how to budget, I knew about how to look after myself and what volunteering and also training and job opportunities were open in my local area. It made me think about all the different people that make up your community, because I go to a private school, so I've obviously had loads more advantages than people who maybe don't go to a private school. So I learned a lot more about different backgrounds and how people come from different backgrounds and how that's okay because everyone's different. And I learned about all the different parts of the community that make it work. So I went to visit my local council offices, I met the mayor, I went to go and visit the police station, I went to a place called System Training that runs a lot of like MVQ and training opportunities, which was a really good sort of day for me because I knew nothing about that. Okay, so why do I think you should do NCS? I think you should do it because you've got nothing to lose. It's a training opportunity that's more or less free, and it's gonna make your life so much better. When I went on it, it changed me so much, and I've now become an NCS leader, which means that after my NCS programme, I was nominated by my local area sort of manager in that I'd shown good skills and everything over the 3-week course that I did. And I got accepted as an NCS leader, and I went down south to go and do a course to become a leader, and I made so many more friends, and I've started to implement my own social action project, which is really fun. I'm currently doing a project which is aimed at helping teens with mental health, but I'll do another video about that, so ignore that for now. Okay, I'm going to tell you a bit about my NCS journey. For me, my NCS journey started when the 2 ladies from Inspira came to my school, and we had a little talk all about why we should do it. And I thought it looked okay. A couple of my friends were signing up, so I thought, oh, I'll give it a bash. It's not expensive and it looks a bit fun. We started going to meetings every week so that we could get to know our team. You get put in little teams. I think ours was about 12. And then we teamed up with another team that was not as big as ours. So we had slightly bigger than normal, but we got both budgets. So we did quite well. You make loads of new friends over our sort of team building meetings every week. I finally remembered all the people in my team's names. Then I started my 3-week program. Other people do a longer or shorter program. It just depends on who your provider is. My 3-week program, the first week was spent at an Outward Bound week, which was residential as well. We did loads of team building activities and outdoor stuff. So we went on an expedition overnight, staying in a tent, which was really fun. It sounds terrible, walking up a hill, which is what we did. We climbed up Helvellyn in Cumbria. But it wasn't difficult. Everyone in the team supported each other and nobody was mean. You might think, oh, that's just your group, but it's not. I've spoken to loads of people from all over the UK. They've all said that it wasn't a struggle to do their Outward Bound. It pushed them, but it didn't push them so far that it made them not want to carry on with NCS. After your residential Outward Bound week, you come back home for 2 days where you catch up on all the sleep you've missed because you've stayed up late talking to the other girls in your dormitory, or if you're a boy, you probably didn't stay up talking about boys or stuff, you probably just went to sleep. But then you get all your washing done, you catch up on your sleep, you talk to your parents, and then you go back for your second residential week. The second residential week is spent in university accommodation. It's aimed at teaching people how to budget and manage their lives. So we were given a budget for the entire week for everybody. We had to organise food and social activities with that. I had a bit of trouble during my residential week with the fact that a lot of the stuff that they were teaching I already knew how to do, and it was quite frustrating for me to sort of remember that other people didn't know. So we went for a full weekly food shop on the first day, and I left the shop at one point and phoned my mother, and I said, Mum, you have to get me out of here. I'm so stressed with the amount of people who were just arguing. And all she did was said, I'm not coming to get you, even though she was in the same city as me. But that's mothers. But I'm glad she didn't come and get me because I had the time of my life on the residential week. We visited all these places like system training, the police force, which was a bit boring, and I got into a bit of an argument with a police officer because he said he punched someone. But we had such a good time, and we stayed in little flats in the residential that had about 5 people in a flat, and it was just such a good opportunity for us to get to know each other better because we were responsible for keeping the flat clean and having flat rules. And they said, okay, you have to put down even the most obvious things on your flat rules. And we thought, oh, we won't need to do that. But at the end of it, I think we were all glad that we did, because there were some points where people would get frustrated with each other. They weren't used to living by themselves. They weren't used to having to spend all this time with other people. But because we had flat rules and we understood that some people sometimes need a bit of extra space. I mean, for me, there was one afternoon where I said, okay, I need time alone. And I went to my room, I put my iPod on, and I just blasted my music and read a book. Because that's how cool I am. I read books. And then that week, by the end of it, I felt like I'd achieved something because I'd lived by myself managing my own money. I mean, you have support workers there who are all adults and grown-ups, and they sort of give pointers, but they're not in charge of you. You get to say, okay, this is sort of my bedtime. If we need to be left by this time in the morning, this is what time I'm going to need to get up. This is how long I'm going to need to get ready. I need to have breakfast. I had to keep reminding my entire flat to have breakfast and to have food. I mean, food is like a big factor in my life. And I loved sort of being the mother of a flat. That's what they started calling me in the end, because I'd say, have you eaten food? Do you want a sandwich? Can I make you anything? I'm terrible. I made loads of cups of tea during that week as well, and hot chocolate. Okay, getting back on. Your third week, you go home after that one for 2 days. Your third week, for us, it wasn't residential. I think for some people it can be. For us, we stayed at home and we came into Carlisle every day. We planned over from our very first meeting right to the end of our third week. we planned a full social action project, and it's supposed to benefit your community. For us, we raised money for the local special care baby unit, which is I think it's at Cumberland Infirmary, which is in Carlisle. A group of us went to go and visit them in our third week. I didn't go because I was quite ill. At the time, I get a summer cold every 5 minutes, so I didn't want to go and spread germs to the babies. But we did so many different things to raise money. We did an afternoon tea party for the over 60s, which we did for free, but then we asked for donations at the end, and they were so generous that we raised so much money from that. I organised a busking afternoon in town because I'm a musician, so that's the only thing I know how to do. A few of us went into town and we played music. We had a couple of signs up saying that we were busking for, and we had a bucket. We shook the bucket and people put in loads of money. They put in fivers, they put in tenors, and we raised, I think, £167 from that, which was amazing. It made me feel so good about myself because I'd done that. I'd organised it, I'd asked people what they wanted to do, and I'd seen it through to the end. So that made me feel so good about myself. And then the final challenge that my team did was that there is a building in Carlisle called the Civic Centre. It's the local council offices and it's huge. My team decided that they were going to join an abseil down it, get sponsors, and basically jump off a building to raise money for the special care baby unit. I couldn't take part. I'd broken my arm over the summer, like literally the day before my last exam. But I stood at the bottom shaking a bucket. I cheered my team on because some of them, they looked so scared before they went up. And I sort of said to them, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" I ran to the shops for a few people and I just encouraged them because I really wanted to do it, but obviously I couldn't. Everyone on our team managed to do something to help on that day, and it made me feel so proud of everyone because they hadn't given up. They'd organised something because we had to pay a bit of money to abseil down the building, so we got the money for that. Everybody paid and everybody got loads of sponsors. They all collected their sponsor money. I don't know what the actual total was of our sponsor money, but I know it was quite an amount because I was too ill to go and see the special care baby unit when we handed over the cheque. But it made me so proud of everyone in our team because we'd started on the Outward Bound week not really knowing each other. We'd had a few meetings, we were all friends on Facebook and we were chatting a bit, but we didn't really know each other. After staying in a dormitory in Outward Bound for a week, going hiking, staying in tents together overnight in the most terrible conditions in the world. We had a big storm when we went camping and it was raining cats and dogs, but we were lovely and warm inside our tents, so that was alright. And then staying together in university accommodation, where we started to all sort of learn how to manage our own money and sort of manage our lives as well, because they say, okay, you have to buy supplies for a week. You just imagine that means food. You also have to buy all your cleaning products, and we had to clean our flats at the end of the week as well. So we really had to think about what we were going to spend our money on and how to budget it. But we also had fun because on our residential week at the university accommodation, we had a Domino's night. A group of us went to Domino's Pizza. We spent about over £150 there of our budget, but we got we made sure to use a few of the discounts on for the special offers, and we had a great evening of just eating pizza and hanging out. I think we were all wearing onesies or pyjamas as well, which made it so much more fun. And we watched movies, we told ghost stories, which was incredible. The thing that I'd say why you should do NCS yourself is because of all that. I've made so many new friends. I've learned so much more about myself. I've learned that I can be a capable leader, and now that I've become an NCS leader, that's coming through in the fact that I'm working with my school to promote NCS there. So I've been to talk to the current year 11s. I'm asking my past NCS people, because there were people who did NCS in my school, how they would like to contribute in the future to how NCS is run. And I think that it's an opportunity that every 16 and 17-year-old should give themselves, because it doesn't cost a lot. And if you're thinking about applying for jobs or universities, it's going to look great on your CV. It's going to show that you're independent and that you can work as an adult even if you're only 16 or 17. And the best thing about this is it's all government funded as well, so the government's behind it. I know a group of the NCS leaders went to 10 Downing Street and they promoted NCS, and they were told that the government is backing this. So it's going to be a brilliant opportunity. I know in the future, I hope in the future, everyone of 16 and 17 is going to be able to do this, because it supported me so much as well after I did my programme, and it's made me a better person. So that was quite a serious video this week. I will do a funny one in the future, but this is something that's very close to my heart, and I want to sort of get my message across. Also, have you seen how many spots I have? I'm so sorry. Ever since going back to school, all I've done is collect spots. I'm very sorry. But yeah, if you know someone who's in year 11, or if you're in year 11, give them a push to find out about NCS in their local area, because it's not expensive and it's going to help you for the rest of your life. Okay, I'll do another video next week on Sunday.